Hello everybody, and welcome back to Lessons Learned. Happy New Year to you and yours. I have so many things to share. Let's see. Last we spoke, it was the 4x4, and let's just say that's going to end up being the 4x2. I am awaiting some essential supplies for production, so the editing of the last video is still in process. Although I did not meet my full goal, it was so much fun to challenge myself and to spread holiday love and cheer to those who I was able to reach. This year, I really wanted to concentrate on quality versus quantity and share heartwarming gifts with family that were meaningful. So I decided to make a flower shadow box for my mom. I want to share with you how I did it. Stay tuned. I will be using my Silhouette Cameo 4 digital cutter and Silhouette Studio design software to create the roses for this shadow box. I have rocked with the Silhouette brand for many years, having first a Silhouette Portrait, then upgrading to a Cameo and now Cameo 4. Their design software is unmatched and they have created different products to suit a variety of media. I began by opening the Silhouette Studio software on my computer. I have the designer edition of the software. Once the software opens up on my computer, the page setup box opens and I verify that my media and matte settings are correct. I then close out that box and open my library. Once you access the library, you will see that it's a cache of all of the files, fonts, patterns, and created files that you have either purchased or created in Silhouette Studio. As I previously stated, I have owned and used various Silhouette machines for many years, so I have quite a few files stored. I have many of the designs organized in folders to help me locate designs quickly. The quickest method to find files is to either enter a description of what you want in the search bar, like you will see me do here, or just look in your folder. Next, you're going to choose your cut file. I am using the Blooming Rose 3D flower, a beautiful flower that I happen to have in my Silhouette Studio library. I'm going to select this flower and bring it into the Silhouette Studio design space. We will import the cut file into Silhouette Studio. The file will open up quite large in Silhouette Studio design space, so you'll have to size it down based on the size that you want your rose to be for the shadow box. You can have as many as all of your petals on one mat, or you could have one or two petals on one mat for a very large rose. Blooming Rose into Silhouette Studio, and I've already kind of gone ahead and resized this down to the size that I want and the size that's going to be good for the paper size that I'm using. To make this file more workable, what I've done is, because when this opens up, all of the blooms basically come in, they come in one size. Well, not one size, but one color. So everything's red. And what I do is I end up going to the petals and just copying them and pasting them into the cutting mat so that I can kind of, keep everything formatted, keep my originals and everything in place. But so everything's not red and I'm not confused, I go in here and I change the colors of the petals. So these are red, these are green, these are blue. And of course, that just helps me differentiate the different sizes of petals. So I just wanted to kind of show you how I do that. So I have some center petals. They aren't going to fit on this paper, so I'm not going to relocate them to this particular cutting page. But I just wanted to show you how I do that. So I go and I pick the petal, or whatever it is that I want to cut, and then I go to my cut line style option box, and here it's not really about the thickness, it's about the line color. So I go in here to this color palette and we can just change this petal. Let's go ahead and make it black, and then I usually also just do the the font. It's telling me what it is and how to cut it. So some of the files are very instructive and very intuitive. They say, okay, for petal number 1, cut 5. For petal number 2, cut 5, etc. So this is telling me this is a center petal, and I'm going to fold these up to create a cone and then lightly crush the corners, or fold the corners out. So it's telling me exactly what it's intended for. So to recolor this petal, let's see, what's a color I haven't chosen yet. We'll make this an orange here. And I will also make the corresponding font, the directions, the writing in orange as well. So that's just how I kind of keep everything organized for me. And I'm going to be probably cutting this petal a million times to fill up the shadow box with the flowers that I need. So this is just kind of giving you a little bit of insight into that process. To send our cut file to the cutter, so we're going to go ahead and select the file, and we are going to send it over, and we are going to choose our paper. Sturdy cardstock. So we're going to choose the heavy cover stock option. And our auto blade has chosen a setting of 7. You see we have 2 passes with a force of 33 and a speed of 1. And we can go in and kind of make those adjustments as well. What I do like to do also is to do a test cut, just to make sure that everything cuts through nicely. Oh, here, let's do cut. We want to make sure that we have the right settings there, because it was on, see, that's no cut and that's cut edge, but we want to do a cut so that all of our files cut clearly and cut what was intended as designed to be cut. So we're going to go ahead and send this through. We have the right paper setting. We have the right blade. It detects the auto blade. This is the depth of the blade, I suppose, at 7. We're having 2 passes with the force of 33, a speed of 1. It's going to the Cameo 4. So let's go ahead and send a test cut. And this is just going to test a small area of the paper on those settings. And I just kind of take a look at that and just make sure that, you know, it cuts through the paper cleanly. Just to tell me if I need to make any adjustments for this particular paper that I'm cutting. And that looks to be a clean cut. So I'll go ahead and send the full file through, and I'll be recording that. Just hang on. All right, so we're getting ready to put our paper on our mat here. And this is actually a new, fresh silhouette mat. They actually had a tremendous sale at Joann's. They have one going on right now. So I was able to get these, and it's kind of just in time for doing this craft. So this is a regular size mat, and I just take this mat and I'm using like a burnishing tool here just to make sure I have a good contact with the between the paper and the mat, because we really don't need this to be shifting, especially since we're cutting so many pieces. We want everything to be very well secured down so we have clean cuts all the way to the end. There's nothing worse than the paper shifting mid-cut, and then, you know, we've lost time, we've lost material. So let's go ahead and get ready to get these petals cut. Now that the cutter is finished, we'll go ahead and remove our paper from the cameo. And this is how the file cuts, smooth like butter. Hooray! So far, things are going extremely well. Be sure to tune in to part 2 of this tutorial so you can watch as I construct the flowers and then put them in the shadow box along with some cool lighting effects. Thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to tune in for the second part of this Shadowbox tutorial. You can subscribe to our channel and press the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest videos. Please also share this video and comment. Until next time, be sure to bloom right where you're planted. Goodbye and God bless.